Good evening. Good evening, good evening, good evening. All right, let me get shared over here on Facebook. Hey, girl. Hey, girl, hey. How are you? I meant to call you today, yesterday. One of those days. I needed to run something by you. All right, I'm trying to get shared over here on Facebook. Have to remember what I'm doing. But sit, grab a cup of tea or something. Let's talk. And I see you must have your alerts on. That's right. Everybody turn your alerts on. Make sure your notifications are on YouTube. Go ahead and click the little bell below or on the side or wherever the bell is at. Subscribe to my channel so that you can join me each and every Tuesday and the remainder of the month of June, because we will be live every single day in the month of June. So come on in, come on in, come on in. Happy Tuesday, everyone. How are you? How is your Tuesday going thus far? Have you been productive? I know it's only Tuesday, but have you had a productive week thus far? I hope. And it took me a minute. I apologize for my tardiness. IG gives me the hardest time. IG really gives me the absolute hardest time. But I wanted to come on in and have you come on in and introduce myself first for those who are new to my channel. I am Tawana with Bryant Business Solutions, a full-service virtual tax and accounting firm, soon to be adding credit. I'm super excited. Now, the credit side of things will be under an entirely different business entity. However, it will align and complement those tax and accounting services, because as my new business owners come in, you'll be, of course, getting your taxes done, saving money on your taxes, and then now you want to grow your business. So as you move into that realm, we want to be able to offer something to you to help. Oh, that's awesome. Where are you headed to? You are the best version. Where are you headed to? But we want to make sure that you have everything strategically aligned. That's one thing that I am very big on, is being strategic as it pertains to you as a business owner. I am a tax strategist, but I want to be strategic in that tax strategy, and how from the time that we form your business, in the business formation phase of your business, all the way up to the CFO services that you will in fact need as you start making more money, growing your business or your practice, whichever you're in. We want to be able to help facilitate that and grow with you. Okay. All right. Well, enjoy your trip. But I wanted to come on because I've been doing some training here. Tax season has kind of died down, kind of phased out. There's still a couple of states that they were given the opportunity to be able to file as up to June 15th. So we're still working on some additional states. And then, of course, the tax deadline is not necessarily for everyone. If you're getting a refund, then you have up to 3 years to file your taxes and rightfully claim your refund. If you have filed an extension, remember that extension is for the time to file your taxes, which there's a 5% penalty if you don't file timely. But it does not extend that time for you to pay your taxes. So you want to make sure that you understand that fully, because a lot of times I see people hop on and they say, oh, oh, I need to file an extension. I need to file an extension. However, you're not taking into account that you're still getting penalized on a portion of that money. Although it's only 0.5% of what you owe, you still want to go ahead and get that paid as quickly as possible. Apply something to that balance due if you know that you're going to have a balance due. All right, so on to what I wanted to discuss today. I wanted to talk about it being time to shift our mindset, shift the way that we think about things, shift the way that you move forward in your business. And I'm speaking to business owners, primarily the self-employed people who are service-based, which means that you don't have any products that you sell or anything product-based in your business. But I wanted to kind of hone in on and focus on tax planning. And I know you hear that term, but you don't really fully understand what it means. Now, I made a post earlier today talking about what is tax planning and just kind of breaking what it is down to you. And in the tax planning, what you want is someone who, or even yourself, you want to be proactive. You don't want to wait every single year to get to tax season, find out you have this bill, or the end of the tax year and realize, oh, I have this large bill. How am I going to reduce my tax liability? Because remember, the goal is to make a lot of money, We're not looking for the big refunds. We were looking to make a lot of money and then watch how we carefully strategize to reduce that tax liability so that you can pay the least amount of taxes possible, because ultimately that is part of the tax code in the fact that you should, in the tax bylaws, the fact that you are supposed to pay the least amount of taxes possible for your situation. And that's something that's afforded to you as a taxpayer. Okay, so what I want to do is just kind of tell you a little bit about tax planning on a little more surface level. What tax planning does is it looks to diagnose what your problem is. So if your problem is in fact a big tax bill, you want to diagnose that problem, identify. We will ask questions, just like if you go to the doctor's office. We'll ask you plenty of questions to understand your tax situation. Where are you now in business? Where are you looking to go? And what are you currently doing? What did you do to even get started? Because a lot of times, one of the biggest issues that I see with most business owners is they're structured incorrectly for their situation. So gone are the days that everyone is plopped into an S corp. That's not popular. And it doesn't make sense for every single business owner. I see that so often, and I know attorneys are known to recommend that. However, if it does not fit your situation or your business structure or what is needed for your business at that time, you may need to shift later. But if it's not beneficial for your business at this time for you to pay the least amount of taxes, then don't change the structure. You can't be afraid of the 15.3% tax liability for a self-employed person. Okay, because if you get in a situation where now you're earning way more, either set up structured as an S corp or even a C corporation, as a C corporation, you run the risk of being double penalized. So keep that in mind. While we may be able to find ways to reduce that self-employment tax of the 15.3%, or ways not really to reduce it, because it is what it is. It's Social Security and Medicare. One, you want something in the bucket, I guess, once you retire. But we want to strategize so that you're not paying out of pocket so much money, because you're still going to be responsible for federal taxes. You're still going to be responsible for state taxes. There's still other taxes in certain states, local taxes, city taxes, car taxes, house taxes. Like, there's so many taxes. And I've talked about that last month, and I'll probably readdress that again. But there's so many taxes in play. So we want to ask those questions that we need to ask you to identify what the problem is so that we write the correct prescription. So if you go to the doctor and you pulled a muscle in your neck, okay, you pulled a muscle in your neck, you don't want your doctor prescribing you something that is not for your neck, to Flexeril, What's the other one? Oxycodone, I guess oxycodone, I don't know. But whatever they prescribe, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse, that's my mama. But whatever they're supposed to prescribe for your neck, you don't want to get the wrong prescription. So the same thing applies to your financial advisor, whomever is advising you, be it a CPA, be it an accountant, um, whomever that is, your tax professional, if they do in fact do tax advising, then you want to make sure that prescription is correct. So it's a lot of factors that go into that to ensure that we're prescribing you the right prescription for your tax situation. So don't assume Johnny's tax situation across the street. Oh, both of us are lawyers, both of us work 40 hours a week, both of us do X, Y, and Z. Our situation is the same, because it's not. It's not a one size fits all model. Now, there may be a lot of similarities, but don't assume because this person was structured with a holding company, which I'm going to dig on that after a little bit later in the week. But because this person is structured as a holding company and they have these smaller companies in play, you may not even be making the income to be structured as such, to be able to fulfill the responsibilities of being structured as a holding company. You may not even be in a position to fulfill the responsibilities of being structured as an S Corp. And sleep on it if you want to, but the IRS will kindly send you a letter and say that you were out of compliance. We're going to revoke that status. So then what? And it's because we're not being proactive in our situations. And we can't assume, here's the other side of that and the caveat to it. We can't assume because I've gone to my tax preparer who has done the compliance work for me, now they need to tell me every last strategy to reduce my tax liability. That is not their responsibility. That is not what you paid for. We really have to start paying attention to what is included in the scope of work that we've paid for, because a lot of times we mismanage our expectations, and it puts everybody in an uncomfortable situation, because of course the discussion is money, but it puts a lot of us in an uncomfortable situation where now we have to revisit and say, you didn't pay for that. And it's not that we're trying to nickel and dime, but we want to make sure we're being compensated for the work that we're doing also. So know that when you go into that, be sure that you fully understand the scope of work that you have in fact paid for, okay? The third thing that we want to do is fill that prescription. So we're going to diagnose the problem. We're going to write you the prescription that you need for your business. And then we want to fill that prescription. What does that mean? Implement those strategies. There's so many people that get tax strategies that are beneficial to their situation, and it does no good if it sits on the shelf. It does you no good if you're not implementing these strategies. Okay? So understand that receiving those strategies and implementation is also two different services. Okay, so you may actually have, and I do know several accountants who will issue tax plans, but they do not do any implementation. So what you're paying for is only the strategy that you can use to move forward in your business, and those strategies that are best for your situation to move forward. So again, read the print. And I'm not going to say fine print, because a lot of times we put it out there. A lot of times we tell you, and I know it's a lot of information. So I don't even want to say you heard it. I don't even want to go with that attitude, but you get a lot of information, but be sure you fully understand what it is that you're receiving, the services that you're receiving. So there's three things that you're going to do in that process of tax planning. We're going to look at the projections from, I know in my firm, every firm does not do this, but we look at the business and the personal, okay? And accuracy of the tax plan is going to be contingent upon your situation and how the situation may change, or what all you decide to implement, okay? So the accuracy is not as pinpoint accurate as it is in tax preparation, because those are set numbers that are in place. In the tax planning process, There's a lot of projecting that's being done. But what I recommend is you do the work to match the projection so that we can make those numbers and meet your target, meet your goals, meet those things that you're trying to accomplish. And we become part of your team, okay? That helps you to accomplish those goals because now we're providing you with this information and these strategies that you want to take and go forth. Now, the big kicker to all of this is bookkeeping. Bookkeeping is critical in order for you to have a viable tax plan. You cannot have a tax plan in place without, or a legitimate one in place without accurate bookkeeping or record keeping being done or having that correct, you know? So then we look at the strategies in itself. A lot of times we start out with retirement type strategies because one, those are very easy to implement. You can do it quickly and you get a great return on your investment into that strategy. Okay. And what we provide you with here at Brian Business Solutions is just some short descriptions. When we provide you with those strategies, we give you some short descriptions of what they are as well. And then we deliver. Okay. Now, again, the delivery part of it is taking that information and implementing it. We'll deliver it to you, but you got to do something with it once we provide that information to you. Okay. So remember, we diagnose, we prescribe, and we fill the prescription. And then we look at the projections, the strategy, and the delivery of that information that we provided to you. All right. So let's get out of the habit of putting out fires, many fires that we should not have to be putting out, because we're now going to be proactive in our businesses. We're not going to wait until tax season and we see that tax bill, or you could get a whole lot more money back than what you're getting if you had the proper strategies in place. Just because you're getting a refund doesn't mean that you're getting all that's due to you. So remember, you still want to tax plan if that's where you're at in your business. If your bookkeeping is done correctly, again, on Saturday as well as Monday, I'll be offering a QuickBooks 101 workshop that will help you get your books if you have not done it. If you've commingled funds and you've done it all wrong from the beginning, I will provide that class for you to be able to get your books set up, get them set up properly with the right chart of accounts in place, give you a little bit of accounting knowledge that you should know in your business as a business owner, a few accounting terms so that you can have understanding or clarity of what's happening. I don't ever want to see anybody in another situation, if I can help it, that they lose their money to their accountants. Absolutely. It's in my bio. It's on my link tree. Hey, Jazza. The link is in my bio for you to sign up for that course. It is in my link tree. And you just can click on that to register for that course. And that will help you be prepared to now move on to the next stage in that tax planning, to make sure that we're getting those plans in place before tax season comes and you see these numbers and you're now scrambling, trying to figure out how to save on your taxes. All right. Well, I have another training I need to hop on, but I did not want to change my time for my Tax Talk Tuesday. I didn't want to not do it at all. So, but I do want to say, does anyone have any questions or anything that they need answered, or anything that they need clarity or understanding on as it pertains to taxes, your books, your situation? My bad, I didn't see that last. Yeah, it's actually, so the link is in my bio for you to sign up for the class. Again, it is on Saturday. I am going to close that out though at noon on Friday, only because, well, we have one Saturday and one on Monday, but I'm going to close it out at noon on Friday just so I can get the pre-work to you and you have time to get it done before that class. And I may actually need to close the Saturday out on Thursday and then Friday close out the Monday session. But you'll see it closed off if that's the case. You'll see the portions or what class is no longer accessible. All right. Well, I am Tawana with Bryant Business Solutions, and I will be back on tomorrow with some more information for you, or just to sit and chat and have a discussion to see. But again, if you have any questions that I have not answered here, by all means, slide in the DM. If you don't feel comfortable asking it, in front of everyone, that's okay. Slide in the DM, or you can schedule an appointment with me. Again, the link is in the bio in my link tree. You can schedule a free 15-minute strategy session. However, please understand, in that strategy session that is free, the only thing that I am doing is gaining information about you, your business, where you're at, where you're trying to go, if we can help, how we can help, and then we move on to the next phase, which would be, of course, sending you a proposal for whichever services that you may need. All right. Well, I will chat with you on tomorrow, and you guys have a great evening.